If you're looking to turn your 9.7 iPad Pro into a laptop replacement, the new Logitech Create Keyboard Case offers one of the best typing experiences. Let's take a look. The exterior of the case is covered in a ballistic nylon texture, which offers a matte feel and most importantly is water repellent. That means accidental spills while closed or running through the rain will keep your iPad dry on the inside. The iPad is housed in a hard plastic but bendable half shell, with the rest lined in a soft nylon. This time around they've included a pencil loop, the keyboard is housed in a plastic, and of course the chiclet plastic keys. To install, go volume side first, then squeeze the top and bottom corners into place. The volume buttons are covered and offer clicky feedback, and the same goes for the power button. The speakers are cut out and there's optimal space for many types of audio jacks. And the same goes for the bottom speakers and lightning jack. Don't forget you can shoot 4K and there's a cutout for that and a flash and mic as well. The pencil loop comes in very handy for keeping everything in one place. And although made of soft nylon, holds the pencil in place through our shake test. It's also one of the few cases that store the pencil on the inside of the case, which keeps it protected even during storage. Finally, the keyboard does have an on-off for your screen. But with all these handy dandy features comes some extra size. You're almost quadrupling the thickness of your iPad, and more than doubling the weight, albeit it was a pretty lightweight to begin with, so it really doesn't feel heavy in the end. This is the only other keyboard on the market that uses the smart connector besides Apple, which means no batteries or shitty Bluetooth connections. You just join the magnets and you're connected. The magnets are strong enough to withstand normal usage, but a little rumbling will cause it to tumble down. It's a smart design that the pencil is stored and protected behind the iPad when docked. The magnets hold their ground in our poke test, only giving in when we really started to push. But looking at the keyboard, they're similar to the MacBook keys, but are much more cramped between them, something you'll get used to really quick though. The chiclet style keys offer tactile feedback when clicked and has some travel to them. Unlike Apple's smart keyboard, this offers a dedicated function row, including the home, brightness, search, keyboard switcher, and even backlit keys that offer 2 levels of brightness, then standard playback and volume controls, as well as my favorite, an iPad lock key. There's even a soft keyboard launcher, which means you can use features such as voice dictation or even the emoji keyboard while you type. The rest of the keyboard is a standard layout with no joined keys, therefore the lack of a need of an FN key as well. And yeah, it really is that good to type on. But of course, having it in a landscape position is also great for watching videos, surfing or reading, and even using the Apple Pencil to doodle while note-taking. But when you want to get away from work, you can disconnect the magnet and simply set it down into a tablet position, which covers the keyboard as well as disabling it to avoid accidental clicking. This is great if you want to use a soft keyboard instead, browse the web, and of course express yourself visually. The tablet mode doesn't move when being drawn on, and I prefer the elevated viewing angle. But the iPad is still a tablet and you'll want to use it like one. Although there is more to hold on one side, the shift and weight will require 2 hands to use comfortably. You can also fold it back flat, leaving the keyboard and pencil exposed, but offering better balance in the hand. But it's so easy to remove from the case, it's almost best to just ditch the weight if you don't plan on typing a lot. Of course, having all that extra material has to be useful for something, right? There is a high bezel around the screen, but only along half of it, while the rest is left completely open, leaving it vulnerable if the cover fell open. Parts of the top and bottom edge are left exposed for debris as well. The keyboard cover is pretty heavy, which means a higher chance of it flying open upon dropping. But what we found in our test was this. The half shell wasn't even enough to keep the iPad in place on impact. And although it stayed in the case, the plastic keyboard can also cause damage to the screen. This wasn't just a one-off situation, it happened several times and only at about 2 feet high. It's hard to recommend this to save your iPad from drops. The only problem I've experienced, along with the rest of the internet, is the lack of adjustable angles. To be fair, the 55-degree angle covers most needs, but during long sessions it can cause some strain. One fix is that you can physically move the keyboard, which may not always work depending on your work area. Like for instance if it was on your lap. And even then, typing on your lap is a juggle if your thighs aren't parallel to the floor, as it will start sliding due to the matte texture and back heavy design. These are just some things to keep in mind on how you plan on using this case. It retails for $130 US and $170 Canadian and is available in this blue you see here as well as a black. If you find you're mostly using your iPad Pro for writing emails, typing, or anything to do with the keyboard, well, we're crowning the Logitech Create as one of the best keyboard cases at the time of this review. It's also $20 cheaper than the Apple Smart Keyboard, which is the only other keyboard that uses the smart connector. But if typing isn't your primary use and you still want a keyboard, I suggest going with an external keyboard such as the Logitech Keys to Go for $50 or the Logitech K380 for $30. Then invest in a separate case such as the Sena Vettra 360 that we reviewed earlier, which allows you to prop up the iPad at several different angles for a better typing experience. Links to the Create Keyboard as well as my other suggestions can be found in the description box or to the right of my head. That's it. Like and subscribe below if you want more, and leave a comment letting me know what case you'd want me to review next. I rest my case.